Okay, 3, 2, and... Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me for another episode of the Handle That podcast. We got a very special guest on today, Mr. Vince Krause. Because at first I said Cross, but I was like, that's probably not right.
No, I've been getting that since like middle school.
How do you spell that?
Krause.
So Vincent Krause.
Yep.
IFBB PRO. You got a show coming up in
10 weeks
10 weeks.
from yesterday.
So, and it's in Dallas.
Dallas, Texas.
Okay. So, like, tell me a little bit more. Well, tell me, a little bit more about you as a person, because I really only know, like, social media. We just recently connected, like, what, a week ago, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
It's like I've seen you like at Crunch, Gold's Gym. Whew. I think I started going to Crunch back in 2017. You was working out with this real tall dude. I can't remember. Who was it?
Was he a bigger?
Yeah, he was in shape too.
That might have been my current boss.
Right.
Chris.
Hmm.
I mean, that's why I was asking if he was bigger. There's another tall guy I used to work out with, blonde guy, like Johnny Bravo.
No. This dude was like straight up like
Big old neck.
Yeah. Black hair and whatnot.
Yep, that was my boss at the time.
Okay. What were you doing back then?
At that point, I was working at a chiropractic office doing physical therapy before and after they got adjusted.
How does that work?
So like there's massage tables you can use, stretch them out, just basically get them to relax, stretch out, and be loose for when they get adjusted. Just makes for a better adjustment. And then after the adjustment, they come back and do maybe some shoulder raises, different exercises to fix whatever it is that they're even there for.
Right.
And I walk them through that, help them through that.
How'd you like that?
It wasn't too bad. I really like helping people, but it was so monotonous, man. And there was no windows.
like figuratively or realistic? Like like no windows.
No windows where I work. Well, it's like you'd walk in the front door and there might be light coming through like the door because it was like frosted glass.
Yeah.
But then there was another hallway that you had to come through, and it was just tube lights. It was just
that shit was not fun at all.
Nah, you'd walk in and when you walked out, it'd be a completely different world to go to.
Fucking blocked off from sunlight for the entire day.
Yeah.
So I should have did this earlier, but where can people find you? Because you are the owner of Apex Nutrition, Dorchester Road, Charleston, South Carolina. Hey, listen, if you follow me on Instagram, which you should, here's the thing. This is the Predator. Let me get this a little bit close to the camera. This is the Predator pre-workout supplement. 300 milligrams of caffeine. And this is the... I always want to say Gorilla Blood because that's what it says. I always want to say that.
Yeah, we're in the process of remarketing the label. So,
yeah.
Because it's Gorilla Blood. It's Predator Gorilla Blood. Like, that's what it is. But
right.
then you have the flavor.
Right. Because when I first saw this, I was like, ooh, I never heard of Gorilla Blood.
Yeah.
But this is it sour apple or just green apple?
It's just green apple, like a Jolly Rancher.
Okay, so green apple. I currently have the peach flavor. Let me tell you, this shit is good. Like seriously, if you're trying to, it gets a nice sweat, going. I don't know about other people, but it gives me that jittery feeling.
It gives you a jittery.
It does. Like I actually like that.
Yeah.
I know most people are like, I don't want that shit. I love that shit.
It's got a high focus feel to it.
It does. Yeah, I actually noticed that too. I get more like tunnel vision-esque when I'm, working out and shit like that.
Because you're there to work.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not there to bullshit around. Hey, listen, make sure you follow the podcast on Instagram at Handle That Podcast, and also follow me on Instagram at Abdul_aesthetics. And also, how many Instagram pages you got?
Just the 2. Well, 3 if you count Predator. So it's Vince_Krause, IFBB PRO, and then Apex Nutrition LLC, and then Predator R&D.
And Predator, is that for the supplements total or
That's
just for?
Yeah, that's specifically for that product.
Okay.
Or that supplement line. We're in the works for coming out with some more stuff.
Because you got 3 flavors right now.
Yeah.
How many flavors you thinking about coming up with?
Maybe one more, but we want to get ventured into the non-stim, the intra workouts. Have a complete line. but it seems like the Predator Pre is going to be the anchor of the brand, of the line. It's pretty good.
Non-stim, what's that?
So basically it would be the pre-workout without the caffeine, without the stimulants, without the beta-alanine. Just stuff in there to give you high good blood flow, like citrulline, beetroot.
Right.
Stuff like that. So
I never heard of that. I never heard of the pre-workout without the pre-workout.
Yeah, so a lot of people, they either have a really low caffeine tolerance or they can't have caffeine, and then what? You know, so they still want to get a good workout and get vascular, and you can get vascular without stimulants.
Right.
So it's everything that's in there is just meant to make your blood flow.
Okay. I mean,
or it could be an additive to your current pre-workout if you're not getting a big enough pump. Stack them.
I never thought about that. Yeah, I never thought about that because whenever I would take pre-workout, it would be like, you know, because we was texting earlier today. You was like, yeah, I'm doing my pre-workout ritual. And I was like, damn. You know, I didn't say it back, but I was like, fuck, I haven't done a pre-workout ritual in forever. Because I would usually man, listen, I would like get like something. It would always be something sweet because I noticed that, you know, and this was way before I started drinking coffee and shit. But it would always be like something sweet, like lemonade, or, you know, one time I did Kool-Aid, and then like a scoop of I can't remember the name of it. It was in the white. I think I told you about it. It was in the white cylinder by 6 Star Nutrition. It was the natural flavored pre-workout. Yeah. Tastes like dog shit. Yeah, dude. But when you mix it with something sweet, it's like the best shit ever. And I would
anything unflavored is going to be bitter as hell.
Oh my god, gross. It's just and natural flavor too. Yeah. Because I tried this natural flavored Bang back when I used to drink energy drinks. Ugh, this shit just tastes like plastic. Yeah. It's just the nastiest shit in the world.
It's like throwing a Tylenol in your mouth and just chewing it.
Yeah, like a Goodies powder. That's what it tasted like straight Goodies powder. Just ugh. But so since we talking about, you know, supplementation and stuff like that, one thing that I know a lot of people, you know, would like to know more about is I guess you could say the more humanistic side of bodybuilding, professional bodybuilding, because much like everybody else, you know, when I first found out about bodybuilding, Ronnie Coleman, Jay Cutler, fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger, Dorian Yates, cats like that, and you would only see them like competing, posing, you know, at interviews and stuff like that, but you never really got to see them as like people. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So in that instance, it's like, what would you say to somebody who's like, I want to get into bodybuilding, but I don't think I'm one of those guys? Does that make sense?
Yeah, just kind of. I mean, the first step is just at least getting into the gym.
Right.
Just start going.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you got to be having fun. Exercise and fitness should be fun. Mm-hmm. You know, you're making yourself feel better, look better. You know, all that good stuff. And then, you know, at some point, I think you want to take it to the next level and just see how fit you can get.
Right.
You know, how big can you get? Stuff like that. And then it becomes more of a hobby, something that you just enjoy doing. It grows on you. You know, you gotta.
Right.
You know, either it's weird. I mean, I was 26, my first bodybuilding show, maybe 27.
And how old are you now?
36.
Does he look 36?
Yeah, I was 29. My bad. I don't want to, you know. think
Still.
Yeah.
That was shit. That was what, 8 years ago?
7.
7 years ago. Okay. So you said you're 36.
Yeah.
I don't know why the fuck I'm thinking 37, but
because I'm almost 37.
Your birthday is in
November
27th. Yeah, see, I was gonna, yeah. I don't forget shit like that. So it's like, so what was your motivation when you first started?
Just knowing that I could be, I'm really competitive. Mm-hmm. So just knowing that, like, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna put it all into it. I'm gonna just see how well I can do.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't know if I would have kept going if the outcome that I didn't get from the first show, but I mean, it was like I got almost obsessed. Mm-hmm. You know, I want to do well, you know, and kill this thing, and my motivation was just not to get last place.
Okay.
You know?
Right.
Back when I first started, I think Instagram was barely a thing.
Yeah.
It might have been way bigger than I thought it was at the time, but I didn't even probably have an account.
Right.
You know what I mean? So when I finally got an account and you start seeing these competitors, you're like, okay, I just want to do better than that guy. You know what I mean? You just kind of, you pick somebody and you're like, you.
Yeah. It's like
I don't know you, but I want to beat you.
Fucking Michael Jordan just like finding anything he can just like use that as motivation to be to be more competitive.
Yeah.
And shit like that. That makes perfect sense. So it's like, I heard you say, you didn't know if you would have continued had you not gotten the same result or the result that you got.
Yeah. So I mean, I did my first show. I was 168 pounds when I started prepping for it, and by the time I hit the stage, I was 136 pounds.
Ooh.
Yes, thick.
Jesus.
But I was really lean.
Yeah.
I had a lot of muscle maturity at that time still, because I was 29. You know what I mean? A lot of the guys that I was up there with were younger than me.
Right.
But they were bigger, so they still beat me.
Mm-hmm.
But I got 5th place out of, I think, 19 people. And
That's actually not bad.
No, that's
pretty fucking good.
I was like, okay,
that's top 5.
I can do this.
Yeah,
this is fun.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. That's what I was saying. My first time, a lot of people don't place their first time or don't do as well as they think they can or should, and then they kind of step back and they can either use that for good and push harder, or they can just say, hey, this isn't for me. That was fun while it lasted. But it was like I got 5th. I was like, I can do better than that.
Yeah. So
I can do way better than that.
So you basically saw that 5th place and it's like, yeah, I can do better than this. I can do better than that.
Yep.
And to be honest, a lot of people, let's just say the guys who was 11th through 19th, they're probably like,
yeah. I mean, it's 1st through 5th, you actually get to go home with some hardware.
Yeah.
A medal, something.
Yeah.
Everybody else just walks off with whatever number they were, the button.
Yeah.
And it happens a lot. I've been there.
Okay.
You spend all that time, money, and effort and energy and just everything and put into this thing for months. And then, you walk off in like 9th place.
No.
You know what I mean?
Oh, God, no. I couldn't.
Yeah.
I mean, contrary to popular belief, I'm actually pretty competitive myself, but it's more of an internal, competition because, I struggle with like the shit that, how do I say? I don't want to sound stupid, but it's like, your internal struggles and stuff like that, because I'll be honest, I wanted to, step on stage, oh my God, ever since I first saw like, the Ronnie Colemans, the Jay Cutlers and shit like that. I remember back in 7th grade, I was at Moultrie, no, this is 8th grade, I'm sorry, I was at Moultrie Middle School in Mount Pleasant, and we had show and tell. I told this story before on my main channel. Like I said, Abdul Aesthetics, go ahead and subscribe to that. Quit playing around with yourself. But I told this story real quick where it was like, we had a quick show and tell. Hey, what do you want to do when you get older? I'm like, bro, we're 8th graders. Why are we still doing this shit? But hey, I'm not gonna complain. And, everybody bringing out, hey, I want to work on cars. I want to be this. I want to be that. I want to do that. I was the only cat that had, like, Dexter Jackson, Ronnie Coleman, fucking bodybuilders deadlifted, and everybody's like,
I want glutes.
Yeah, exactly. And everybody like, this is fucking disgusting. But that shit didn't matter to me because I was like, one of these days, I don't know how, I don't know what I'm going to have to do, but I'm going to make that happen. I haven't made that happen yet. You know what I'm saying? I have not made that shit happen.
You see, like the internal mental struggle. I mean, it's a huge mental struggle.
Yeah,
bodybuilding. You know what I mean? If you don't want it, then if your heart and your head aren't in it, you're not going to do very well.
Yeah.
It's so easy to just be like, damn it, I'm tired. I'm going to sleep in today. I'm not going to do cardio. I'm not going to the gym. It's super fucking easy to be hungry and forget a meal at home because you were meal prepping. And then you look over across the street and there's McDonald's.
Dude.
You know what I mean? If you don't want it, if you're not in it to win it, it can be tough. So it's a huge internal struggle.
Right.
Especially when you're starving. You're super tired. You start thinking about why you're even doing it.
Right.
So it's huge internal struggles for sure. So that's why I like bodybuilding. It's not just physical. Mm-hmm. A lot of people can't. A lot of people can compete, but a lot of people can't do the pro thing.
Yeah.
It's tough. And I can't really say that I can. I'm getting ready for my first pro show, but I've been digging this thing out for the past 6-7 years.
Oh, well, you can do it.
Yeah. I mean, I can do it. So that's what I like about it. That's why people don't think it's a sport. It's a sport.
It's a fucking sport. It's a sport like, okay, because when people think of sports, they think of like a team and shit like that. Yep. But you got to think about, other sports that don't necessarily have teams that you can see. Combat sports, boxing, UFC, shit like that. You see the fighter in the ring, but he or she has a team behind them they got somebody cooking their food. They got somebody helping them train. They got somebody making sure they get up at 4 a.m. to do cardio. They got somebody to somebody just to rely on mentally. Like, hey man, I'm going through it. Can you listen to my problems and shit like that? Like a lot of people really take that shit for granted, but it's a real thing. You know what I'm saying? And it's bodybuilding is no different. Especially when you get like to the pro level, when you can afford certain things. You have same thing with the that I just mentioned with like the UFC fighters. You have somebody who can cook your foods. You might be in a relationship. You might have friends, family who can do this, who can do that. You might have people who may not be bodybuilders themselves, but they'll work out with you just to make sure hey, no days off type shit.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are really missing that. I'll be completely honest. I'm pretty sure I'm missing that. Because I recently restarted my fitness journey, and I have gained a considerable amount of weight. And I've fucking ballooned up from. It's like every time I just find myself going further up and up and up and up, and everybody's like, "Oh man, you look so good, man. You're big, strong." Like, man, this is a fucking burden, dog. Like this is not fun. Being like 350, 360, 370. This shit is not fun. Like I don't know why people try to glorify that shit. It is not fun. But like we said, it's a sport, and most people don't understand it for two reasons, in my humble opinion. One, because it's not as mainstream type popular as it used to be. Yeah. Because bodybuilders used to come on like ESPN and shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Most people don't know that.
I think Ronnie Coleman was on the Tonight Show or something.
You know what I mean? Like,
him used to be people like
exactly.
Idols,
And the second reason is because, let's be honest, most people just can't do it. Most people, like seriously, there's a difference between being healthy, between being in shape, between being in great shape, between being a bodybuilder. There's a difference, a significant difference between each like one of those examples. And most people can only do the healthy thing. A lot of people struggle their entire life just to get in shape. You know what I'm saying? So
eating's the hardest part.
My God.
The fun part's going to the gym and getting a pump.
Yeah.
Doing biceps, having fun with it.
Yeah.
The hard part's the cooking, the eating, and only eating specifically what's on your diets because you have a goal.
Right.
So that's the hard part.
Right.
The food.
So what's your diet looking like right now?
I just came off of a 700 to 800 gram of carbs a day diet.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was doing that for 6 weeks.
Right.
So 700 grams of carbs, 290 or so protein, 60 or 70 fat.
Right.
But we just cut all that in half. All the carbs in half.
Right.
Based off of show goal, stuff like that. But I got egg whites, protein powder, turkey, shrimp or white fish. I eat steak every day.
Yeah.
Multiple protein sources.
Right.
White rice, sweet potatoes, cream of rice. So a variety of the carbs. All of those are going to start to change the closer we get. Some proteins digest faster and stuff like that. So at some point, we're probably going to pull the beef, the steak, the red meat.
Right.
Push a little more fish, stuff like that. More sweet potatoes, so no rice, because my body reacts a little different to sweet potatoes. And the longer you do these things, the more you start to figure out about yourself.
Yeah.
Every time I do this, that's what I love about it. I learn something new about myself.
Right.
Whether it's how much pain I can endure, or what I can do, or what I can and can't eat. It all gets stored and pushed into the next show prep, and you just get better and better and better. So sweet potatoes, my body likes that a lot. Just digest quick and easy.
Okay, gotcha.
You can go into it all day. You have like white rice and brown rice. White rice is better for bulking. Brown rice is better for cutting. So these things change throughout the weeks and months of your diet based on the goal and how you look and stuff like that. How close you are to the show. So at 10 weeks out, I went from 700 back to 350, and I'll do that for a couple of days and then go back up to 700. It's a science, man. It's
like a cycle, like
carb cycling.
Yeah. Yep. So, and then my old man mentioned that to me when I first started. I was like, "You do what do you call it? Carb manipulation or some shit like that." Yeah.
Your body gets so used to taking in such amount because I was at that amount for 6 weeks. My body didn't know how else to be. At that point. So as soon as we pulled them out, I was hungry immediately. Yeah, I was all day just like looking at the clock, stomach's growling. Drink another liter of water. Yeah. So 350 grams of carbs is quite a bit for any person.
Yes, it is. I think low carb is considered 150 to 250 or something like that.
Makes sense. I don't even know anymore.
Yeah.
You know,
but I know shit me for a fact. Like I can tell you, beyond a shadow of a doubt, I can tell you that the way my body gets down, carbohydrates, we not the best friends. They taste good.
So you got to reset and train your metabolism
to
just be able to take that stuff. You know what I mean? Like people think, oh, I don't know why I'm not losing weight. I'm only eating twice a day for the past week or so. Because you're manipulating your metabolism to thinking that it's only going to get food once or twice a day. So it takes it in and it stores it and it holds it. Mm-hmm. So if you're feeding yourself 5 times a day, incrementally throughout the day in smaller meals, your body's going to be more, after a certain amount of time, it's going to adapt and start using that energy and those calories after every meal because it's not afraid to burn it because it knows it's going to get more.
Right.
So and then your body gets so used to having all this food, and then you pull it out. Mm-hmm. It's not going to store energy anymore because it was used to getting so much. You tricked it. So now you drop all those carbs down. Ooh. Then the body's like, well, it's just going to keep metabolizing because it's used to getting food all the time. It's not afraid to use the energy.
Right.
And then it just the process starts.
It's pretty much
sinks. You start shredding down.
Right. So it's definitely a scientific type, thing.
Yeah.
So while we on that topic, let me ask you this: what, in your humble opinion, is the hardest part about like I know we talked about food being a real tough part, but from beginning to end, from off season to show day, even right after show day, if you let's just say you place, let's just say you don't place high enough, let's say you don't place at all, what would you say is the hardest part of the entire process?
I guess just not knowing. I mean, you go in there confident.
Right.
Everybody's going in there confident. You wouldn't show up if you didn't think you're going to win.
Exactly.
So everybody was there to win.
Right.
You walk off, and so you just the not knowing if you're going to do well, if you don't do well. You don't want to let people down that have been helping you in the process this whole time. There's you don't want to let your support system down.
Right.
Your fans, if you want to call them that. I mean, I got my whole 3,000 followers.
Hey, those are fans, man.
People that follow my journey.
Those are fans.
So you don't want to let people down. So you're just worried about losing. Really, you don't want to lose. So I guess that's all the hard work, all the time you put into it. You want to walk away with something and something shown for your hard work. But I don't know. There's a huge relief after the show.
Right.
You know what I mean? Whether you got first or last, it's over with. There's no more. I mean, you got to diet still, but there's no more stress. There's no more pressure, and you can take the information from that last show and decide if you want to push into another show that may be 2 weeks or 2 months away.
Right.
I usually like to compete more than once because I put all that time and effort to shred back down.
Yeah.
And hold on to that and use that for 1 or 2 shows and then go and do an off-bulking season and go from there. But, leading up to the show, as soon as I know I'm going to do a show, I can feel the pressure. And one of the hard parts is coming up with something that's like my routine, showing off the poses and picking a song to I say let's go dance because you're really just choreographing a routine of poses and to a song.
Right.
So the hardest part for me is probably picking the song that I can pose to. I mean, I like all kinds of different music. If it's gonna make me move, I can pose to it. Country, rap, whatever.
Right.
But you're picking something that you're gonna be studying and doing every day over and over again for months, and then when you get in front of the crowd and the judges, you want them to like it. You want to be liked. You want that work. You want to be recognized for the work.
Right.
So it's a inner stress, I guess.
Most people don't understand.
I love posing.
I was just about to say that shit. Most people do not understand how hard posing is.
Yes.
Because you literally have to flex your muscles in one position for 90 seconds or some shit.
Yeah, I mean for quite a bit, depending. Yeah. That's where they compare you.
Yeah.
And the part of comparing you and part of seeing how conditioned you are and how your endurance is how long can you stand there and hold that pose before you start letting it out, and releasing and not being able to flex anymore. So they'll hold you up there for a minute and start moving you around and knock you down a place if you can't hang.
That's fucked up.
So
that's fucked up. Those judges, man, the judging process is
you just don't want to look stressed out up there. You want to have the confidence, and if you're struggling to, hold the pose, breathe and stuff, it's gonna show.
Yeah. But you basically build like endurance to do that through the posing process. Cause like I don't know like specifically, but I know a lot of bodybuilders like to pose throughout the entire process. They pose when they're off season, they pose when they're getting ready for the show, they pose like I know Arnold Schwarzenegger said it first, but for me, Ronnie Coleman popularized it. Where he was like, after every set, I do a little bit of posing just to make sure the month, you know what I'm saying, shit like that. And pretty good damn.
I mean, you got a good pump, you know what I mean? And it looks good. You want to see it, look at it,
and that helps you out. Small shit like that. Well, it's not really small, but I guess just in between sets, stuff like that. It definitely helps you out in the long run.
Yeah, throw up a flex, give yourself a little bit of a confidence boost.
Yes,
you know what I mean,
and that
make fun.
Lets you fucking know that you can keep going forward with this shit.
Helps push blood into the muscle too. Actually, I mean, there's a little bit of a workout idea behind it too. That's why holding a pose is so hard, because you're just standing there flexing and it's work. You know what I mean? So do a set with biceps or whatever you're doing, and then throw up a flex and just hold it, see what happens. It's hard.
So do you pose like in like a cool air conditioned area, or you like do
wherever I'm at?
Just fuck it.
Yeah. I mean, if I'll go into the classrooms of these gyms or something, and sometimes they're pretty cool. I mean, Golds and Crunch have a fairly good AC. Yeah. You know what I mean? But if it's hot, it is what it is.
Yeah. Because I know a lot of bodybuilders. They prefer to do it like with no AC, hot as a bitch, because they want to get that endurance. Like they feel like that helps them, with their endurance even further along
That's what I would
the process.
say right after the workout, because you've already gassed yourself out.
Yeah.
You might be able to hold that pose for 60 seconds before you worked out, but now it's going to be about 20. You know what I mean? So doing the poses and getting in the mind-muscle connection when you're completely exhausted and gassed out is going to tenfold when you're not exhausted and gassed out on stage.
Right.
You shouldn't be. You know what I mean? You shoot up there pretty fresh.
Yeah.
So if you can do it after beating your ass, then you can do it after, a decent night's sleep and some food.
Yeah. Okay.
Just makes it easier the day of.
So you after leading up to the show, how many weeks do you take off, or how many days do you take off, working out?
I maintain a pretty good schedule whether I'm on or off.
Right.
Like prep. But I try to get in there 6 days a week, or an 8-day split. I guess you get 3-1, 3-1. 3 days on, 1 day off.
3 days. Okay.
Sometimes 4 days on, 1 day off.
Right.
So then it makes it so that not every Monday is chest day, not every Tuesday. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you have very random rest days. You might rest on a Monday. You might rest on a Saturday. It's just how the rest day works after the 3 workout days. So
right.
Keeps everything changing up.
Because I know it's like, let me ask you this: you feel weird taking days off, or taking a week off, because you're so engaged and shit.
I'm like, if I take this day off, I'm not gonna be as big as I might think I could be.
Yeah.
But rest is really important.
The most, I wouldn't say. Well, I guess it is the most important.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta sleep. You gotta take some time to let your body recover and rest. And the older we get, the older I get, it takes a little longer.
I'm almost 30.
I'll be doing Epsom salt baths on the reg.
Jesus.
You know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah. Try to schedule massages and scrapings and cuppings and anything I can do to release the tension and all that stuff in the muscles.
What is a scraping?
So the guy that I went to uses one of them old Chinese spoons that you drink the soup with.
Yeah.
Literally, I guess you could just use something hard like that. But you take it and you scrape the muscle really fucking hard.
That sounds painful.
Yeah, it is. and he doesn't stop until the area turns red, because that means the blood's rising to the surface.
Right.
So he might be scraping for a minute or 30 seconds. You know what I mean? And for me, I don't know why, but it takes 2 minutes.
Ooh.
And he's just scraping. But it loosens up all the muscles and all the fat, the small tissue and all that stuff. So.
Right.
I mean, the first time I got it done, I took a before picture and did a pose, a back pose.
Right.
Got the scraping done and took a picture a day and a half or so later. And my width increased because it just breaks up all the scar tissue. Whatever you got going on back there, it's going to loosen everything up.
So it's like a deep tissue massage.
Yeah, but it's just fucking terrible.
Yeah, done.
It's called scraping and Graston.
Graston?
Graston, yeah.
Grafton massage?
Yeah, Grafton and scraping are pretty much the same thing.
Ugh. I don't know if I'm
You ever
ready
seen
for
the
that.
dude take a metal rod to somebody's like shoulder and
Yeah.
fucking go into it?
Ugh.
That's like a Grafton, and then you have the scrape where it's smaller area, real fucking hard.
You ever had that?
Yeah.
The thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know which one I like more.
Or do you like them at all?
Yeah, I mean, you hate it during the process, but you want it, and then after they're done, you're like a new person.
Yeah. Ugh. Shit, man. I just couldn't do it. I had an old, she wasn't my classmate. She was a coworker of mine from back in the day, and she started a massage business. And, I called her up like, hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm working out. You mind doing that? She would come to your house and stuff like that. And, it was just a nice little 45-minute massage. And then she started to transition because I asked her if she could transition into like a deep tissue. Because at this time I'm fucking deadlifting every other day. I'm squatting every other day. I'm benching 1,000,000 fucking pounds. I'm getting it. And, that shit wears and tears on your fucking body. Mm-hmm. And when she started to do the deep tissue version, it was like the last 5 minutes. I'm like this fucking big, strong, tough man.
Crawling off the table.
Oh, my God. You know what I'm saying? But it was rough. It was rough. But it's definitely necessary because, like you said, like 2-3 days later, I was like, damn, I'm fucking ready to go.
It also helps, you probably noticed it or not, I don't know, I do. The day or the night of, the day after your pee is like darker. It helps push impurities out of the muscle and stuff like that, and you expel it.
I didn't really pay attention to that.
Yeah.
Hey, whatever
it
helps you get further along. I'm just saying.
I mean, it breaks up a lot of stuff, and then your body pushes it out.
Yeah.
So you might hold water for a couple of days, but it's all for the greater good.
Yeah. Because I know it's like shit like that, like massage, like you said, cupping. You've done cupping, right?
No.
Are you going to?
I was thinking about it. I heard it's great, but
it just looks funny.
I don't care what it looks like. If it feels good, do it.
Like, does it? So it's supposed to like suck the blood.
Yeah,
like
brings the blood to the
bad
surface.
blood or some shit.
Yeah, something like that.
I
mean, I hear people like they live by it, and other people are like, I did it. It ain't worth the shit.
Yeah. I guess it's just an individual thing.
Yeah, I tried to order a kit off of Amazon. Never came. So.
Did you get your money back?
Well, yeah, my girlfriend did.
Oh, okay, word. Because I'm like, Amazon knows that. Like,
yeah.
I
it was
actually
one of those, like, it wasn't Prime, I don't think.
Okay, well, yeah. No,
yeah, it was.
Because Amazon has fucked me over twice. Actually, 3 times since I moved back to Charleston. I had, do I have it over here? Like these right here. I don't know if you watch Dragon Ball Z or whatever. But like Patara earrings, like it's just this, anime shit. I actually bought a pair of those, and they said they delivered it, but it said delivered to a safe place. I'm like, bitch, the fuck, where my shit at? And I called, they're like, oh, well, it's delivered, And I asked them, they're like, hey, what the fuck is a safe place? Mm-hmm. That just means they delivered it, but maybe
they put it under your floor mat, but like, it was a box.
No, they didn't do any of that shit. They marked it as delivered, but they lost the fucking shit. So basically, instead of them saying, hey, we fucked up, you now have to go behind them and be like, hey, resend me the shit, because I paid $12 for it. You know what I'm saying? They even sent me a fucking microphone that didn't work. And I was like, man, I paid $65 for this shit. Mm-hmm. Like, the fuck are we doing? Like, yeah, I mean, but yeah, the good thing about them is they have the little, the Whole Foods Connect. So if I order something off Amazon and they don't do right by me, I just take it back to Whole Foods, get my money back. But enough all that bullshit. So 10 weeks out.
Yep.
Shows in Dallas. How you feeling?
Pretty good. I mean, I don't know if I think I told you this in the gym earlier. Just because of all the food I was eating, I was having some digestion issues. So that's under control, I feel like, now. So you always, I don't know, it's weird. Every show that I prep for, I either get somewhat hurt or injured or sick. It's weird. Like, it just happens. So I think this time, that was the time where, like, a hiccup happened, and then I worked it out. And now I'm good. So confidence was like, and then I was like, gosh, you get hurt or you feel sick, you just don't feel like you don't feel good, So the confidence was kind of going down. I was like, oh, this is going to last a couple days, or it's going to last 2 weeks, and then what? You know what I mean?
You can't afford to just be pushed back like that.
You can't lose that kind of time.
No.
So now I'm feeling better.
Good.
So my confidence is going back up.
I can't speak for everybody because I know when I'm motivated, and motivation, it fucking comes and goes. You got to have discipline and determination. But like when I'm like ready to go, if I get injured, my whole world just fucking stops.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why I'm like that, man. I really don't want to be that way. But it's like, you know.
It's just a deflation of, like, you're just like, I can't do anything.
Yeah. I mean, but you still can do something,
Yeah.
but it's not to the level that you want to do it. So it's like, is it even worth it, motherfucker? But it really is worth it.
But
Just
people get hurt. I mean, people get hurt all the time.
Yeah.
Pros, amateurs, and regular people. Like, as long as you stick to some sort of a diet, because you can't work out for a week, 2 weeks, whatever it may be, surgery. The diet's everything. It's 80% of it. You know what I mean? So stick to a good diet, and when you come out on the other side, you might be smaller or whatever, weaker or whatever, but you're not going to be overweight or you're going to feel better about the whole process, and it'll be easier to jump back into the fitness,
right?
The exercising and all that kind of stuff.
That I don't know if I said this earlier in the show, but that has always been my Achilles heel. Like the fucking two things: consistency and the diet.
But the diet is consistency.
That's true. But like, okay, I'll put it to you like this: you got the diet. You got the consistency. Okay, well, no, let me rephrase that. You got the consistency umbrella. Under this umbrella, you got the diet, the training, the cardio, the fucking
sleep,
the sleep thing, It's like if one of those things is not, everything gets affected.
Yep.
And I try to not fucking be that way, but it's hard. You know what I'm saying? It's like
as soon as prep starts, time is a precious commodity.
Yeah.
And priorities change.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Again, I can't go out, y'all. I gotta go home. Well, I gotta cook.
Yeah.
I gotta meal prep.
Yeah.
But if I wasn't in prep, I would have grabbed a burger on the way to whatever the hell we were gonna go do.
Right.
You know what I mean? So priorities start to change a little bit. You
Yeah.
know, and time is just there's not enough of it.
Yeah. I just that's very true. And I realized that like when I first started working out like heavy. I don't know if you had this problem with like people around you, but it's like, you kind of built this reputation for being one of the guys. You know what I'm saying? You go out here, you do this, you do that, you get drunk, you get fucked up, you go out here on the weekend, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, you know what? I don't want to do that anymore. I want to do this now. And nobody understands that shit.
Yeah.
And now,
100%.
you get off work. Usually when you get off work on a Friday, you and your friends plan how fucked up we're going to get over the weekend. But now it's like, okay, now I got to go cook this food. I got to go work out. I got this person coming to the gym. I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to watch this video to get me motivated to do da-da-da-da. And then they don't understand the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think a big part of that is age.
Yeah.
So I'm 36.
Yes.
I left the bar scene
Don't look 36 though.
long time ago.
Right.
I don't go to the club.
Smart. That's
You know,
smart.
it's just I'm like, no, I'm too tired even to go. I don't want to go to the club.
Right.
But so it's a huge age thing. I mean, a lot of people didn't know, may or may not know about this. When I was 18, I joined the military and I was in the Army for 9 years.
Yeah.
Airborne infantry, 3 deployments. I got a lot of shit in my background like that. So
Right.
that's where my let's get fucked up this weekend attitude and mentality was. You know what I mean? I was 18 from the time I was 18 to the time I was 26, 27.
Yeah.
That was, I was in the Army, man. We ate shit, we drank shit, we
Right.
we partied a lot, and then it was the military.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then I got out of that. I was married for 7 years, so that kind of helped with me leaving the bar scene and club scene too.
Right.
You know what I mean? Then I got out of the military, and I didn't get into bodybuilding until I got out of the military.
Right.
So it was no problem for me to stop drinking, stop going to the club, all that stuff, because I was already starting to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's an age thing, and people. But when I was doing it at that age,
Yeah.
they thought it and saw it, understood it more of a nutritional health kind of a thing, even though some people might argue that bodybuilding is not always the healthiest. You know what I mean? But that's kind of how they viewed it.
Yeah,
as opposed to my buddy, who maybe if I transitioned into the bodybuilding lifestyle when I was 22, would be like, he would have looked at me like, what the fuck
are you doing?
Like, why you don't want to go party? You don't want to go drink? You know?
Yeah.
No, I want to do this. I would probably got more kickback at that age than I do now.
Right.
You know what I mean? When I first started.
Because I know I got an ass a kickback when I first started. It was
Yeah.
like, man, could y'all shut the fuck up? You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, and then, I'll be honest, man, like, this is one thing you gonna know about me. I'm not ashamed to admit my fucking shortcomings. I, gave in to peer pressure numerous fucking times. And then, around the time, like, okay, I graduated high school in 2011. And
Class of 04.
Really? Yeah. You are 36. Man, I keep forgetting that you not.
That's why my girlfriend doesn't even realize. She doesn't I met her long after the military, long after everything, but she doesn't even remember. She forgets that I was ever in the military. It's weird. I was like, that's 9 years of my life.
Yeah.
And people don't know that, but that's fine.
I would never have known that unless you would have told me.
Yeah, so it's cool, but it's like there's a lot of stuff out there. There's a lot more to do on the weekend than drink.
Oh my God, that's just base level shit. But I graduated high school, and then I had I don't know if I told you this, but I had 2 surgeries. Like when I tore my pec like a couple months ago, and I had this is actually my 3rd surgery. You know what I'm saying? I've had 2 surgeries. Like I don't know if you can see this fucking shit right here. Yeah, I had corrective surgery for this thing called Blount's disease. I was bow-legged as fuck. I still am. And, I lost the ass of weight. Senior year was a little weird. You know what I'm saying? I had this, like, apparatus thing in my leg, like, sticking out of my leg. It was, like, oozing pus from time to time because it was cold and shit. And, like I said, senior year was a little ass. But I graduated. I got situated right before prom, went to prom. And then, once you graduate, it's like you got about 3 or 4 months of, like, yeah, I did. You all right? You need some more water?
Nah, man, that's great. It's tight.
But
massage.
I can't help you with that. I got these big man hands. I might fucking crack something. But
I have a story about that later.
We can get into that. Yeah. But it's like I don't know about you, but like after I graduated high school, it was like that summer. That summertime period where usually you're like, okay, summertime, then we got to go back for the next grade. After that shit, I was like, wow, I'm really not in high school anymore.
Free.
I have to do something now.
Yeah.
I got this bullshit job, and that's when the bug started to really take hold of me, and I got bit by it, and I started working out like a motherfucker, and like I said, people wouldn't really understand. My old man understood because him and my uncle, they both got me into it, heavy, way before then. But cats like, yeah, let's go drink, let's do this, and that. I'm like, man, I gotta go work out. Man, you lame, man. You trying to do this, and then when they would see the result, that's when they were like, you need a workout partner because now I want to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, people always criticize in the beginning
because they don't see shit, and because the majority of people that you meet are gonna be visual. You know what I'm saying? They need to see a result before they believe the shit.
And I think I lucked out in a way. I didn't know. At 18, I was going to be a bodybuilder.
Right.
Or that's what I wanted to do or was going to do. But I think I lucked out with the people that I was around. I started working out at the age of 14 in the basement with my dad. I played football. I was always active in some kind of way. Then I joined the military, and of course, we were infantry, so all we wanted to do was lift weights, drink beer, and find chicks. You know what I mean? I lucked out having a lot of good company and a lot of people that we pushed each other in the gym.
Right.
3 deployments. I was in Iraq for 15 months. What do you think I was doing? Working out, brother.
You got to do something.
It's funny. They say you either go over there and find God or you go over there and find the gym. So I found the gym. Both. Yeah. Well, I already had God.
There you go.
I walked into that one.
Were you a safety in high school?
In football?
Yeah.
I didn't play football high school.
Well,
high school football. I played 5th through 8th grade type football.
What position did you play?
Running back. And safety.
See, I knew it was a safety in there somewhere.
Yep.
I knew that. You look like a safety.
I was very observant.
Yeah.
And fast. I was just watching the play unfold.
See the way your eyes moving? You was like, you got fucking fly-like eye movement. You know what I'm saying? But that definitely is good that you didn't really, have to go through that initial massive amount of like.
Negativity.
Exactly. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because you did it at such an age.
We were so competitive. All we wanted to do was best each other. So
yeah.
I didn't have to. There was not much kickback or fallback for me wanting to go to the gym.
Because you had motherfuckers that wanted to do it too.
Yep.
And they're like, yeah, I'm better than you. I can do this. I can do that. But it was all in good fun.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It was all in good fun. I don't know why this bad boy. Why do you do this to me? It's like this light just dims out from time to time. So, I feel like this is pretty good. This is a very good episode. I really appreciate you coming through. Before we close out, anything else you want to put out there?
I gotta make that plug. Apex Nutrition.
Of course.
Dorchester Road, right across the street from the Air Force Base. All right, get all your nutritional needs in there, multivitamins, collagen, greens. It's not
Collagen.
I mean, I attract a lot of bodybuilders because I am one, but it's not just a bodybuilder shop.
Right.
You know what I mean? So come in, check it out.
Right.
Local. Only one Apex Nutrition in the world.
That's good. So it's easy to find.
Yes.
What's
I would say Apex Nutrition supplement shop in the world because as soon as you pick something, or like if you buy a car, you don't start seeing that car everywhere until you've got
eggs.
So Apex Nutrition, there's an Apex Nutrition Plumbing, I think, here in Charleston even. So, or not Apex Nutrition, but Apex Plumbing.
I'm like, what?
Yeah, and then there's an Apex Nutrition in Colorado. I get phone calls about their stuff sometimes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's everywhere. I'm not the only one, but there's only one of this Apex. There's only one like me.
There's only one over here.
Yes.
How about that?
And then, of course, the supplement line, my pre-workout.
Yeah.
Predator R&D. Right now, that you can get it online or off the shelf at Apex. We're working on getting into more shelves, more stores.
Right.
But for now, it's just Apex and its online site.
Okay.
So,
What's
make the plug.
What's the address again?
7013 Dorchester Road.
7013 Dorchester Road.
Yeah.
You guys, or Monday through Friday from
10 to 7.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday is 10 to 4.
Mm-hmm.
And then Sunday we are closed.
Closed.
Yep.
You do most of your like training and stuff on Sundays?
Again, the split calls for it, I might be doing something. I might be resting. That if 3-1, 4-1 split.
I mean, like personal training.
Oh no, I typically don't do any personal training on Sundays.
Okay. Yeah.
And usually Saturdays if I can help it. But honestly, I mean, if that's the only time my client can get in, I'm gonna work. I'm gonna work with them and get them in. But typically Monday through Friday, anytime between 10 and like 5, that's when I work personal training right out of the back of Apex actually. So there's a gym in the back of Apex.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Real nice stuff too. You should definitely check that out for all your bodybuilding, fitness, and nutritional needs, health benefits, and everything. What is collagen again? I keep forgetting.
There's like 3 different types of collagen. I don't want to go like very scientific. I don't really want to go into it right now. But collagen essentially is for good hair, nails, joints, stuff like that. Elasticity, even like in the skin, even stuff like that. So I take a scoop of that every day.
I need to get into that because I'll expose myself again. I don't have a problem. I'm an open book mostly. But one of my biggest fears is like I just don't want to deal with loose skin. I really don't want to deal with that shit. I don't think I will because once because I'm slowly getting back into the swing of things, with like rehab and whatnot. Because I guess I might be. I don't know if this is correct, but it's just the way I feel. It's like the heavier I lift, the safer I lift, and the heavier I lift, and the more consistent I am with carb manipulation and stuff like that, the less loose skin I might have to deal with. I don't know.
I think you'd have more loose skin if you lost a lot of weight now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You just take it slow. Mm-hmm. It's a process. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah.
So just kind of slowly take the weight off. I mean, you see a lot of people, even I think I have them still. I got them when I was in Iraq for 15 months because all we did was lift out. But you see the opposite where people get too big too fast in a way, and they start getting those stretch marks in their armpits and all that. It's the same thing. If you don't lose too much weight too fast, in my opinion, then you wouldn't have as much loose skin. The skin's an organ.
Yeah.
So that's why, you don't rip it if you get, you get stretch marks.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? So it's going to work and adapt with you.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if you don't lose weight too fast, you know what I mean? You shouldn't have it.
That much of a problem.
That much of a problem.
Because I'm still what's the word I'm looking for? Not word, but what am I talking about? I'm still trying to. I hate using that word. I hate saying the word try. I fucking can't stand that shit anymore.
Try. You're gonna fucking.
Oh, you gonna do it? You
Military brain. You're gonna try. What the fuck?
You ain't trying shit. You either gonna do it or not. Because if you say try, that's a cop out. You giving yourself a reason to not fucking do it. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm doing now is, I'm tracking, macros, calories, stuff like that. I'm still trying to find like the sweet spot as it pertains to, how my body, reacts to whatever. As a matter of fact, let me see. Because I don't know if you ever use MyFitnessPal.
I did one time because when I worked at Crunch, we pushed it it's under that Under Armour or something. Not Under Armour, but MyFitnessPal. It tracks all this stuff. Like as coaches and trainers at Crunch, we were pushing the clients to use it because it's easy and it's helpful and it's great.
Yes.
So I never really used it for like prepping or a show or anything. I did play with it for a little while.
Yeah.
But like I don't know, I'm kind of old school, and my diets and everything are just so straightforward that
you don't have to worry about it.
I know what I'm eating.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't have to macro count if I don't want to because I already know.
I, however, definitely
That's
need
a great
to.
app.
Like I'm fucking man. Look at like okay. Let me see. Because you go to nutrition macros. Because see, right now, mine is I'm on like a 40-40-20 split. Which like 40. Ooh, it's 40% protein, 40% fat, 20% carb. I don't know.
I mean, you're almost keto.
You see what I'm saying? Now hold. I did keto. Listen, I did keto for. Okay, I don't want no static. Let me move that out the way. I did keto for like. Let me see, October to March. What is that? 5 months. I did keto for 5 months, and you know, I must have lost. I went from 315 to 287, or 4 months or something like that. From 315 to 287. I know that's what it was, and you know, a few things that I definitely realized came as a result of that. One thing in particular that definitely stood out is that my sugar cravings were non-existent.
Really?
I am a sugar-eating son of a bitch. But I didn't, and you know, I would like cheat, like, oh, eat some dark chocolate. I can, that's good for you. Bullshit. And it's like, after like a week of like not eating sugar at all, I didn't even want it. Like, I would go to the store.
Did you get like a weird, I don't know if they call it like a keto, like a sickness in the beginning where you were just kind of, it wasn't necessarily maybe your body was rejecting it, but it was like a weird like week or two in the beginning of that diet. Yeah. Because you were pulling out all those carbs.
No, I didn't have
Some people get
anything like that. Like when I did it, like, okay, basically because I was pretty much eating, I started tracking my macros and stuff with it, but because I was eating the same shit every fucking day, I was like, this is fucking stupid. Yeah. I would wake up in the morning, I would have my coffee with like a half scoop of
MCT.
What's that?
Multi-chain triglyceride. It's kind of like coconut oil, basically coconut oil.
Is that Mandarin Chinese? What the fuck? No.
Everything in the fitness nutrition world is supposed to sound fancier than what it is.
Yeah. But no, I had a scoop of hot cocoa powder. Okay. It was like a half scoop. Like, I weighed it out. It was like 15 calories. No, that's like 50 calories, like 15 grams of carbohydrates. I was fucking religiously strict on like not going over 50 grams. You know, I would go to the gym. I would do an hour of cardio on the fucking. I would do an hour of cardio on the treadmill at like I would play with the incline. Yeah. I would start at like 5 and then go up to 15, then come down to 8 and go up to 12. You know what I'm saying? I would do abs, calves. I would go home. I would eat anywhere between
the spring break workout.
Really?
Abs, calves, and biceps.
I never did biceps in the morning. I don't know what that shit.
We're getting ready for spring break.
But I did. I had ground turkey and egg whites or eggs for breakfast. For lunch, I had fish and asparagus. Second lunch, fish and asparagus. If I got hungry again, you guessed it, fish and asparagus. I'd come home. I'd have a serving of plain noodles with a little bit of Molly McButter or maybe a drop or two of soy sauce with like 8 to 10 ounces of lean ground beef. I would work out. I would come home. And whatever carbs I had left, I would get it from fruit. So I would like, you know, half a banana, you know, maybe a strawberry with a few scoops of whey protein isolate. And I would fucking, man, I lost so much fucking weight. It was ridiculous. But I wasn't tired. I didn't lose any strength gains or anything like that. I was fucking deadlifting 500 pounds.
There's a lot of energy in fat.
You know what I'm saying? I was getting it. And I was like, why did I fuck up? Like, why did I stop doing that? If I saw such good results, why did I stop fucking doing that? But, you know, like, I never got sick. I never got injured. I never got hurt. I was thinking more clearly. I had, you know, like, my mood was better. Because this was at the height of, like, my depressive saga in my life, like, with anxiety and shit. And I was like, damn, this shit really works. I got into a relationship. The one I'm in now. And exactly. Yep. You get into a relationship if you want. you're going to gain a little bit of weight. But, it's up to you to decide, if this is just going to stay for a week, a month, or forever. We still working on that with me. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, but now you can do it together.
And she's a personal trainer too.
There you go.
Yeah, she is. I get jealous sometimes because she can like shovel Chick-fil-A and shit and just be like, "Hey, I'm good," and I'll just be like, "If I eat this shit, not only am I gonna regret it, it's gonna fucking show when I get to the gym." You know what I'm saying? But people are different and shit like that.
I mean, I used to eat a whole angel food cakes.
Really? Do you do it now?
I mean, I could. It was part of actually the diet. That was part of the plan.
How?
Because I was so leaned out already, pretty, conditioned and everything. Then my body's real sensitive to carbs. So on like the carb cycling high days, part of my, I don't know, maybe sometimes it would be pre-workout, sometimes it would be post-workout, but it would be a whole angel food cake.
Damn. Yeah. I never really got to that level of like.
I mean, you get there. It's the metabolism of your body, working it out. I've been doing consistency. I've been doing it for years.
Right.
My body reacts to everything now. That's why I say you learn so much about your body and yourself. Like, if I eat that, I'm gonna look really vascular in a couple hours. Like, all right.
Yeah.
What time's the date? All right. Get that angel food cake in. Go do some curls.
Fucking bicep, bust out your shirt and shit. Yeah. So like I said with the macros and stuff, I'll play around with it. I don't know if I should up my carbohydrates or whatever.
I mean, everybody's different.
Yeah.
I would say maybe swap that for 40 protein, 40 carbs, 20 fat. Kind of see how you feel, but then again, your body might really just like the keto.
Because I didn't have any keto headaches, keto sickness, meat sweats. I didn't have none of that shit.
I heard about all that stuff. I'm like, well, maybe that's not for you then.
Yeah. Because I feel the same way.
It was kind of a fad diet to be, in a way. And people are like, oh, this. Have you ever heard of this? It'll work. They jump onto it, and maybe it does, and maybe it doesn't because it's a medical diet.
Yeah.
Doctors gave that kind of diet out for specific weight loss, whatever reasons they do it.
A lot of type 2 diabetics.
Yeah. So you might not be a type 2 diabetic, so you don't really need that diet.
Yeah.
And it may work because of the blueprint of the diet, like what it's supposed to do for you, but there's probably a better way for you if you don't need it.
There's a lot of ways to listen, there are multiple different ways to get to the same fucking location. You start here, you can all start at the same spot. You can go left, you can go right, you can go up, you can go down, you can go sideways, you can go whatever. You can still get to your destination even if your plan deviates from the next person. You see what I'm saying? That's pretty much like that pretty much goes with everything. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people want to follow one plan. But that plan may not be for you. Like the last episode, my homeboy, Mel, we were talking about like the way we plan shit. It's like he's a, multiple plan having guy. I am not. I am, this is what the fuck I want to do, and nothing is going to stop me from doing this thing. And I just funnel everything I got into it because, it's kind of like, in my mind, it's not kind of, it is. In my head, it's like, life is already fucking shit. Life is already rough. If you're not doing what you want to do, that makes it even worse. Yep. So you find something that you want to do, and it's like, you come to terms with the fact that if I can't do this thing, what's the purpose of even living? That's just me. This is a little extreme. It's a little extreme, but that's just the way I think about shit. And it definitely has its pros and cons, but I don't think about the cons because I'm so focused on making it a pro. Yeah,
you're not gonna let the cons even happen.
No.
I mean, that's how I started Apex.
Right.
Yeah, I 4 years ago in June.
Yeah.
Apex is turning 4 in June.
See?
This month, right?
You see how the universe works. I don't know if you're spiritual or whatever, religious or, hey, you have your beliefs. Did you see how things come full circle?
We've been going for a minute, and there's a lot of stories behind it, but that's like Apex. Like, I quit my job. I just got divorced or split up. I had nothing.
Right.
I was like, I'm gonna make Apex work.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have a choice now. I put myself in that position kind of in a way, but I made it work. I made it happen.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it. Whole nother.
Shit. Hey. Man, listen. I don't know if you watched the last episode. I just mentioned a second ago, but I have this plan in motion, right? and I'm glad you said that. I have this plan in motion where it's like, it only takes anywhere between, even though prices are going up on shit, it only takes anywhere between $18,000 and $25,000 to basically fund the average person's life in South Carolina, right? Only takes that amount of money. More so closer to the 25 range, but it only takes that amount of money. What if I had double or triple that amount of money? Mm-hmm. Why would I work? I could literally take a risk, because like when you have money like that, you got to look at, do I really want to keep working? Do I really want to keep doing this thing that doesn't bring me joy? Yeah. Because it's like, I can't speak for everybody else, but I legitimately dread going to work.
I've been there, brother.
It fucking drains my soul.
That was part of the reason why I started Apex too, because I was working for a place that was a privately owned business as well. Yeah. And I just did not agree with the way, I was like, man, if he can do it, I can fucking do it way better.
Of course.
The competitiveness in me too, but like, obviously I wasn't going to open a business in that same, like with that where I was working. Right. I completed 360, went with Apex Nutrition, but there was just a lot behind me deciding that I never wanted to go to work again.
Yeah, exactly.
To a place I couldn't stand being.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Work for myself.
And you fucking get so much more out of life when you do shit like that.
I don't have much money probably.
Who gives a fuck?
No, but I'm happy.
Yeah, exactly. You got to be willing to sacrifice initially to get to where you ultimately
You'll make money doing what you love doing eventually.
And this is and like when all of the celebrities would say shit like, oh, don't do it for the money, don't do it for the money, I would always be like, man, shut the fuck up. Like, you got all this money. Well, how dare you tell me? But then I thought about it, like, would I rather make $1,000 a week doing what I hate, or make $500 a week doing what I love? You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I'm not, in that instance, I'm not doing it for the money because I know the money will come. I'm doing it because I love doing this shit. Mm-hmm. You know, what do I love doing? I love having conversations with, great people. I love making podcast episodes. I love making YouTube videos. No, you good. Abdul Aesthetics. Make sure you subscribe to that. I'm not going to tell you again. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you follow Vince at, what's the one more time?
Oh, Vince _Krause _ IFBB PRO.
And
At Apex.
At Apex
Nutrition. And then at Predator R&D.
At Predator R&D. I'm going to put all this in the description. I'm not going to say it anymore. I've said it enough. But it's like, what the fuck is the point of living this mundane ass life? You wake up, you go to work, you hate your job, you do this, you do that, you blah blah blah.
Making other people rich.
Exactly. You gotta understand. We all have genius level talent. We all have something about us that we can monetize and make money off of. We just don't believe, because society has this weird thing where it likes to, dumb down a person's belief system.
Look, you know who the Island Boys are? Come
on. If they can fucking make it, anybody can make it. You see what I'm saying? Like, exactly, the Island Boys. What? Listen, man, I know for a fact that the goal I have in mind, a lot of people may be like, hey, that's stupid, that's fucking retarded, that's this, that. I don't care. I don't give a fuck with none of that. Because these are the same people that aren't with me at my lowest points. Mm-hmm. These are the same people who don't care about the fact that I'm currently grinding every fucking day to go from point A just to point B. We ain't even talking about the rest of the alphabet. We're talking about A to B. These people don't give a fuck about that. So why the fuck would I care what they say when I'm, when they question what I'm doing to get to that point? It doesn't make sense. It legitimately does not make sense to me. And that's why I don't worry about it, because this is my last year working. This is my, come hell, high water, low tide. I don't give a fuck what kind of water. This is my last year working. Seriously. From 30 on.
You don't ever stop working, but you're gonna work for you now.
Exactly.
You're gonna
in the typical sense.
I work my ass off.
Of course you do. But in the typical sense of like a job, fuck that shit. This is it.
Then when you work for yourself, there are no hours. You know what I mean? You do it till it's done.
Yeah.
It goes kind of back to like, I was telling you the little mini mic interviews I do.
Yeah.
I found out that a good friend of mine, because she's a pro too. Mm-hmm. A lot of people you were talking about earlier, like personalizing the pro or with bodybuilders and stuff like that.
Right.
She's a financial analyst. Bodybuilding doesn't necessarily pay the bills.
Right.
You know what I mean? We still got to work.
Right.
and stuff like that. But yeah, that you look at some of these people and they're like, damn. You might walk into a restaurant and be like, damn, that's a jacked ass waiter. He might be a pro. Like, you don't know.
You never know.
You never know. It's just something he loves doing, and because nobody really. I mean, he's not really making a lot of money doing this unless you get up into like the Arnolds and the Olympias, and you're winning consistently, and stuff like that, which can happen. Now, it should and I would like to happen, but
it's
I'll never
not coming.
Be able to just say I make a living off of bodybuilding.
Right.
It goes hand in hand with Apex Nutrition and what I do. Bodybuilding, my career, my business. They work together.
Right.
So in a way, I guess I can be or am making money being a bodybuilder, but I'm not, cashing checks right now because I'm winning.
That makes perfect. Thank you. Yet, you only go as far as you believe you can go. That's pretty much the way I feel about everything. But with that being said, it was a pretty damn good episode.
Yep.
This is pretty good.
Appreciate being here, man.
Oh, of course. You know what I'm saying? It's always good to really get the different sides of, different aspects of different people and stuff like that. Because if you sit here and you talk about the same things over and over again, you never really get anywhere. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, man, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, share, comment, subscribe. Make sure to follow the podcast at @TheHandleThatPodcast on Instagram. Make sure to follow me at Abdul_Aesthetics on Instagram. Make sure to subscribe to the Abdul Aesthetics YouTube page. We documenting our fitness, things of that nature. And for like the 1 millionth time,
Vince _Krause _IFBB PRO. That's the Instagram handle. And then Apex Nutrition LLC is the Instagram for Apex. And then Predator R&D is the one for Predator there.
Exactly.
Predator.
So with that being, you got a personal vendetta against my table. So with that being said, man, everybody stay cool, stay groovy, and above all else, handle it.
Drink your water.
And drink your water.